Hello there, Macarp here, as usual. When you first get into witchcraft, it seems like there's a magical fix for just about anything. Want love? Magic. Want money? Magic. Doors squeaky? Magic. To an extent, this is true. Technically, you could create a spell for anything within reason and just cast it out into the world and wait for results. Easy. Much more effective than just doing it yourself, right? Well, not really. Magic is a really enticing alternative to doing your work. So enticing, in fact, I'm surprised more people don't learn about witchcraft. It might sound like a child's fantasy to non-practitioners at first, but once you learn more about the modern witchcraft community and find that it's a legitimate spiritual practice, your first thought is usually along the lines of, what common life problem can I overcome with this? Thing is, witchcraft comes with this sort of untold rule. No matter if you subscribe to any certain beliefs or codes or anything, it exists and it is there. Said rule is, magic is a dietary supplement. Do not use to replace meals or other medications. What do I mean by this? Well, think of magic and witchcraft like a vitamin supplement you could buy at a pharmacy. Vitamins are pretty important to supporting the human body, and even though your body can usually produce enough on its own, sometimes you want that little extra boost. Other times, you might just be lacking in them. For example, I lack a lot of vitamin D because I've never left this room and I don't take off my sack. I haven't seen the sun in years. Please help me. Anyway, moving on. When you want to take an extra boost or need some help, you take vitamin supplements. Using myself as an example again, I need to take exactly 800 international units of vitamin D per day or my kidneys will implode on themselves and Glorthnorp will devour them. Magic is a lot like a vitamin. You can get through life perfectly fine without knowing that witchcraft exists, let alone practicing it. If you need an example, just look outside. Many problems, both in everyday life and on a massive world scale, are pretty easily resolved without the use of spell work. I see a lot of new witches getting into the practice and thinking that casting a spell will just magically, pun intended, solve all of their problems, but it really won't. Love spells are a great example of how magic is a supplement and not a replacement for real action. I've seen a lot of newer witches try to attract love through magic, so they create a love spell, perform it, and start waiting for love to come to them in their homes. Unfortunately, it just never does. Now, why might this be? They cast the spell, and they aren't unattractive in any way, but it's still not working. Well, they aren't working alongside the spell. They expect magic to do all the work for them when it really just can't. The intent is trying really hard to make them romantically attractive and bring a relationship to them, but the actual practitioner isn't. For love to spark, you need to go out and meet people. If you aren't actively trying to find love, too, the spell isn't going to be able to achieve its goal. Expecting love to break down your door and come to you because you cast a love spell is just illogical. Bottom line is, and what I was trying to get across with this example, is that magic can do a lot of things, but it's worthless if you don't help it help you. Another great example would be a spell to help you find a job. You can cast it, sure, and hope for a job to come to you. If you aren't actually looking for a job yourself, though, you just won't have any luck. It's like casting the spell and ignoring the job advertising portion of the newspaper or ignoring for hire signs. The magic is throwing opportunities at you, but if you don't try to help it out by acting on them, you're just going to stay unemployed. You don't always need to use magic either. Sometimes it can be a little tiring to prepare spells and such, and doing one for literally every single problem in your life is not only unrealistic, but it's just plain ineffective. Let's take the door example from the beginning of this video. Your door is squeaking when you open and close it, and it's getting pretty annoying, so you decide to cast a spell on it. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that spell probably won't work. At the very most, it might help you find a doorologist or whatever to help you fix it. It's better to just repair the thing yourself than waste time casting a spell hoping that it'll just magically get fixed, because it probably will not. Obviously, that's quite a bit of an exaggerated example. Realistically, that's probably not something anyone in their right mind would try to do. More realistically, you would probably have this situation found in relationship issues, such as if you got in an argument with your best friend that you could easily work out by talking to them, but instead you opt to cast a spell. Casting spells on problems you can fairly easily fix without magic just isn't worth your time or effort. Always think of a mundane solution before going for a magical one. Anyhow, I do hope you got something from this video, and I hope you enjoyed. Wishing you a beautiful morning, evening, and night wherever you are. This has been Macabre. Remember to get good doses of vitamin D, or Glornor might just show up at your doorstep. Till next time! Hey there, thanks for watching until the end. Before I go, I want to give some credit where it's due. This video and my entire channel would not have been possible without my amazing artist and even greater friend Oraa. Check out her Twitch below. If you like my content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out my Twitter for more witchy miscellany. See you next time! Hello there, Macabre here. Thank you for watching this video again, and watching until my little epilogue. I did notice as I was editing this video and recording the audio that I did miss a few important points in this video, and I should probably mention them here. When I said that magic is not a replacement for medication, I did seriously mean that. Any experienced practitioner with paganism or witchcraft or anything really will tell you that it's not a good idea to completely replace your medical treatment with witchcraft. I'm one of the belief that magic can be an incredibly powerful and life-changing tool, but it's not powerful enough to simply save a life on its own. You should never use magic as a replacement for treatment from a trained medical professional, and if you're harmed, always go to someone who knows what they are doing, medically, scientifically. The same goes for psychological disorders such as depression, anxiety, and the like, because even though you can try to help those with magic, you can't completely cure them using it. Anyway, what I wanted to get across with this video is that you have to work with your magic. Again, magic is something that is quite powerful, but it isn't something that can just solve problems all on its own. As much as it would be nice for it to, sometimes we do have to take our own action to give that magic its own little push and have us achieve that goal. I also didn't mean to do anything offensive to practitioners who have done something along the lines of expecting their magic to work without themselves kind of putting any effort into it in the past, because I have done similar things, don't get me wrong. The same goes to newer practitioners. I can see how this might have had a somewhat offensive message, and I noticed when I was writing the script I had a sort of bad day that day, and it might have came off as offensive as well. We all start out somewhere, and I am definitely not free of my own mistakes, and no one is, really. So I just wanted to put that out there, and I didn't mean for this to seem offensive to anyone. I just wanted to kind of put that out there, that you always want to work with your magic, because more often than not, it's not going to do things for you constantly. There are select situations, but to avoid going into massive detail, I'll cut off here. I would also like to mention that I deeply apologize for the audio quality and the video quality in this. I know it isn't my best. I just wanted to mention that I have been preparing for a vacation in the next couple of weeks, and it's been very hectic, and I haven't had a lot of time to actually get these out properly. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week in a pre-recorded video. Bye bye!